Hello there everyone, and welcome to the Orchid Man UK channel. This is Rob. Hello after a very long time where I didn't make any videos because things are happening, life and stuff. Just like a quick catch up, and then I'll probably start doing a bit more videos because you can imagine we have pandemics happening, so I'm spending a lot of time in the house. I mean, it's almost over and then starting again. Anyway, most of the reason that I haven't made any videos recently is because I had a job, I've got a dog recently, there was stuff happening, I was extremely busy, and also I've made a change with my plants. So I don't have like 70-80 plants anymore. I have, 30, 28, something like that. I've ended up left with two Paphiopedilums. One of them, as you can actually see in here, this is a Paphiopedilum libwunda hybrid. I actually don't know if it's the real thing or it's a hybrid. I would want it to be the real thing, and it's absolutely beautiful. The flower it's very big. It's a bit egg-shaped, like the way they say it, like with Paphiopedilum. And it's growing in semi-hydroponics, and it's been doing really well in it. It's been in this media for a year now. It's growing another 3 new growths, and it seems very happy. The other bit, I've bought a lot of neofinetia orchids because I absolutely love them. So I have the variegated ones. Don't mind the fact the moss is dry and they need to be watered in the next half an hour. They have the very small ones, which I don't remember the name, and then I have the common no ID ones, and do forgive the state of this pot because the puppy decided it's a perfect plaything, so it kind of smashed it. The plant is fine though. And then there's the Vanda, so called now, cherry blossom. I think it's cherry blossom. No, it's Vanda peaches. It's been growing, it's not doing much, it's a very lazy plant. And then I have a phaleonopsis, which was a birthday gift, and it has beautiful strawberry red and peach flowers. And there you can see this is my other Paphiopedilum that's left. And this one is the Paphiopedilum libwunda crossed with glaucophyllum, and it's absolutely gorgeous hybrid. It's very orange too. It's a bit actually more orange than the normal libwunda, and as you can see, it has 2 buds, which is an absolutely lovely feature on this one. Let me just try this. Can you see? Can you zoom? Can you zoom? Nope. There you go. And this is actually quite old plant. I had it for the last 3, probably 4 years. And it's been in the semi-hydroponic for the last 2.5, and it has a lot of growth, so it's extremely happy. Now, the second part of my growing area is this beautiful no ID phaleonopsis, which is, it is absolutely beautiful. It has 2 spikes which have a lot of flowers. This is a no ID I pick up from Wilco or Wilkinson, how they call it here in the UK. Then we have a fading now phaleonopsis, KS Happy Eagle and Princess Kayulani. It had already 2 flowers. It's kind of happy but not. It seems to have a period of very vigorous growth, and then it kind of goes like, ugh, I don't want to, and then it grows again. It's a bit confusing plant. I really don't know if it's like being cold or warm or not, because if I put it on a hot heating mat, it grows a bit and then it completely pauses, and then when I take it off and give it a bit cold, it starts that again. So I don't know what's going on with it. If it dies, it dies. I'm at this period that if a plant dies in me, I'm not putting extra effort to it. I'm trying to make it happy, but if it requires too much attention, then sorry, not happening. Oh, and sorry for the mess in the left corner. That's Mr. Moose, and that's my puppy. Another one, we have a phaleonopsis, which is a Oberhausen Smart. This plant has never flowered for me. It's a pain in my backside. It's growing in the semi-hydroponics. in a self-watering pot. It's growing a lot of new foliage, but it never produced a flower spike. And it's getting adequate light, and I tried mixing its temperatures. Oh hey ho. Now let's go to the bottom shelf. So the bottom shelf is only neofinetia. So we can see there is a variegated one. I don't remember the names because I'm not very good with that. Plus they're all written very lengthy on stickers, and I think I lost this one. This is actually a rescue that I've been given as a gift for waiting, I think, for like 3 months to get my order. So it's grown really well. It has had a flower spike. Now this is Kibana Furan, the yellow one. It has quite a lot of new growths. It's doing really well. This one isn't a pure neofinetia. This is a Renatera. I hate saying those names. And it's crossed with a normal neofinetia. It's supposed to have orange-ish, reddish spotted flowers. Well, it will be nice to see that. This one is a very big one in a very lovely pot, as you can see. It has pink roots. It suddenly only has white flowers. Hey ho. The same thing with this. Now this one in a very swanky fancy pot. This is a Darwinara, rainbow stars, and it's supposed to have bluish purplish flowers, which I'm looking forward to it. This is another very fancy neofinetia, which actually has a name which the label just fell down, and I'm not going to be digging it out. This one is actually my first neofinetia I purchased. It's very big. And growing really well on me. Another one is here. This is the hyacinth. Oh god. Oh, hold on. I actually have a label. Hyacinth Starlight, which is supposed to have orange, yellowish flowers, which I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's producing a new growth. It's doing really well. The ones behind it. It's a no ID one, and then there you have a Ascophinetia crossed with an orange one, which I don't remember the name right now, crossed with a normal neofinetia. Now the next one you can see is the Proctavola Orange Peacock, which is one of my favorite orchids. It very much reminds me of Brassavola Little Stars, and it's actually quite hard to zoom onto this. Mostly because the flowers are so orange that my camera is like, what? Yeah, it's doing this, I don't know. Anyway, it's a very big plant. It's growing in a self-watering semi-hydroponic pot. It has 8 new growths. Each one of them has a flower spike. Some is just the first one's actually very visible. The rest are still hiding theirs. Next to them we have a warm growing cymbidium, which I can't wait to see in flower, because this is oh god, label, please could you help me out? So Cymbidium finlandsonianum and encephalium. So this one is very warm growing. It's actually kept on the windowsill, and I put it on a heating mat. So it has the day actually even more warm temperature differences. There is stuff going on, so you can see there's a new growth here. There is something happening down there. I don't know what is that. And there is something happening down there. So this is probably a brand new growth. I'm not complaining. I'm happy to see that. Yes, they're potted in moss. Yes, some people will be like, oh, why did you put everything in moss? And I'm like, well, at that time when I was planting everything, it was the only media I had on hand, and I kind of got fed up of bark, and semi-hydroponics started being just problematic, especially with neofinetia. And I thought I'm gonna try something else, so I did, and the plants are doing really well. Next plant to it, and let me just move this big one. It's not a big one. It's small, compact. Not that compact, but it's still compact. So this one is something new. So this one here, the one I actually really like because of its shape, it's a grammatocymbidium, and I think it's a Pecret nova. It basically came from Germany, and it's one of those brand new amazing hybrids. So basically it's a hybrid, sorry for the fancy grass, just grew somewhere. It's a very fancy hybrid between a Grammatophyllum, I think scriptum, and one of the peck red hybrids, and it's supposed to have dark red flowers. As you can see, you know, I've got the big bulb here, and it has brand new 2 growths which are looking really lovely, and I am keeping it on a heating mat because I've read that these guys actually like being warm, and since our temperatures in the house can drop quite low on a day like this, which is delightfully rainy, can drop even to 16 degrees, so I like to keep them warm and then give them a cooler night and just you know change it a bit, make it fun. Now this one is another Grammatocymbidium. As you can see, it has this lovely bulb here, not my finger. It has a second younger growth and then has a brand new growth here. So it's a very lovely looking plant, and this is actually a Grammatocymbidium Star Festival, and it actually says it's been, parents are Cymbidium Golden Elf and Grammatophyllum Scriptum. So the Scriptum one is probably exactly the same with the Peck Nova. Yeah, you can see it has a lovely, very green new growth. And those guys are sitting on a very sunny windowsill, so not only they have warm, but it's also bright for that. So I'm expecting they're gonna be behaving really well. Now the least one, or last but not least, how they say it, it's by my experimental windowsill. I've kind of created a project growing method, which I'm gonna actually talk about in a different video, if anyone's interested. For cymbidiums, those are basically Chinese, those 2 plants here is 2 divisions of a Chinese, no, it's not Chinese, it's the typical no ID cold growing cymbidium. And as you can see, they are potted in self-watering pots. They're slightly disgusting. Yeah, I have a fly because, yeah, wet and disgusting. So anyway, they're planted in self-watering pots, which I need to actually clean next time. And they came from a plant that has been dumped in the garden for the last year and hasn't done anything. It hasn't flowered, nothing. So I was kind of, I want to save this plant, I want to do something with it, so I put it on this windowsill, which has quite dramatic temperature changes. On a sunny day, on a really nice sunny day, the temperature up here, because it's behind a curtain, so it's not a big windowsill and it has a large window, the temperature up here can go up to 42 degrees when it's warmed up. So on this windowsill you get bigger temperature changes than you would in September outside, and those I can't talk. The temperature changes can go up and down for quite a while. So like we had a fairly warm spell recently when it was 32 degrees, and those plants actually produced flower spikes. So as you can see, my cold growing cymbidium produced 2 flower spikes in summer, because it's August, without leaving it outside. This plant has never this year left the house. So I am very excited to see how those flower spikes are going to develop and what color of the flowers is going to be there. There's, I think, 4 or 5 buds each, because they're coming from the oldest, well, not the oldest, but they're coming from the oldest bulb, which is this one. And then on this one you can actually, I don't know if you can see, sorry, because I have a curtain flopping on the inside, so you can see, I think those are flower spikes, and they're coming on the newest bulb, which is this quite big one. It's a lovely big one. And you have another one here. I am quite certain those are going to be flower spikes. If not, then I'm going to be happy with the growth. And then if you can actually notice here, the oldest bulb is growing nubbing too. So I think this method is going to provide Very good and very successful. If you're gonna ask me why is there ropes on this cymbidium, this is basically to train the flower spikes because they're growing sideways, they're not going up, meaning this probably is gonna be like a pendulent one. Anyway, so that's my update for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna make a few more videos about different plants and just talking how I'm growing them and what's happening, and probably we'll do something about the neofinetia, the cymbidiums and the grammatophyllums, which I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be like, ooh, how are you growing them? And the curtain growing method, because I mean, the disclaimer would be, if you have a greenhouse and you have a successful method of growing your cymbidiums and getting them to flower, just ignore my, talking and waffling. But if you love cymbidiums and never had any luck and you don't have any of the mentioned previously, you just have a look and try it out, and it might actually work out for you, and it might be a good growing method. So thank you very much. I would really appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel, like the videos and comment, and especially tell me what you would like to see me do more. Thank you and bye.